The city is asleep. Most people are distracted, scrolling, complaining, waiting for somebody else to fix the problems, waiting for somebody else to build the future, waiting for somebody else to become the hero. But every night I see the same thing. A few people keep working. A few people keep sacrificing. A few people keep building. And those few people eventually change everything. That's what Mr. Shelby is trying to tell you tonight. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards execution. It doesn't reward talent alone. It rewards discipline. It rewards consistency. It rewards the man or woman who continues moving forward long after everyone else has quit. You know why ambitious people get criticized? Because effort exposes excuses. The moment you start improving yourself, some people become uncomfortable, not because you're wrong, but because your progress reminds them of what they're avoiding. The truth is simple. History remembers the builders, the creators, the leaders, the people willing to sacrifice comfort for purpose, while others were distracted. They were working. While others were sleeping, they were learning. While others were making excuses, they were building. And eventually the results became impossible to ignore. Every great company, every great movement started with one person deciding not to waste their life. One person deciding to become exceptional. One person deciding to believe in themselves when nobody else did. Because deep down, people don't follow perfection. They follow conviction. They follow purpose. They follow the person willing to stand firm when the world tells them to sit down. Tonight's lesson isn't about becoming famous. It isn't about becoming rich. It's about becoming useful, becoming capable, becoming disciplined, becoming the type of person your future family can depend on. The type of person who solves problems instead of creating them. The type of person who walks into chaos and creates order, because the world doesn't need more spectators. It needs builders. It needs leaders. It needs exceptional people. And maybe that person is you. This is Alivinci Uncensored broadcast. And now, Mr. Shelby.
You're now listening to Alivinci University.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Alivinci Uncensored broadcast. And ladies and gentlemen, today I can't get enough of how much we want to be discussing this topic with you guys, because a lot of audience and students have been questioning with this. How are they failing in the modern society when it comes to relationship, business, or not putting enough consistency? So first, I thought about with our team and we came up with an idea. How about we teach you guys the technique on what we do to teach our students on daily basis, either come to sales or life advices or any type of relationship aspect. It's the techniques that would teach a student to be the master of their craft. Without good technique, you will not understand in the fastest way. Right, guys? So first thing, this class, I want to be teaching you guys how to read people and detecting deception. The reason why this topic is so important, because no matter when it comes to your job or your school or the people you work with, if you're not able to understand how the other person think, even from their body language or the way how they speak, you're not really able to analyze and in order to create a roadmap in order to have a bit better plan. For example, if you play chess, right, or either any other video game, so you have to understand how the game works by looking at the command list, or maybe if you're cooking, you need a recipe. But without a recipe, then you're not able to cook the meal. That's how you learn, right? Knowledge is everything. So if you imagine this, guys, imagine you can read people easily and you know what the intention is, either if they're good or bad, or you could be learning how to read people and then knowing that they're not frustrated, they don't mean what they say, but they have the hurt in certain ways instead. So this is a really important topic, guys. And with what we do is we give you the life advice and also technique for you to understand it. But here, most importantly, I want you to see that any successful people or entrepreneur, even in ancient time, the most important person speak last. Even in ancient Roman time, they let the juniors speak first and the elders speak last. The reason to that because whoever has the most authority, more likely they listen, they don't really react, and they use silence to control the game. So this is really important. If you're not able to observe how with their body, how they move, or the tonality, or the words that they sing, then even in business, you're not able to pitch correctly. You're just simply talking out of the deal. I don't want you to do that. For another example, if it's in your relationship, right? You don't want to be an open book, because if you are texting too much, if you are calling too much, the phone is supposed to set up the dates. As a gentleman, you set up the date with the woman. That's what the phone's for. You don't want to talk. So no matter what, from those two perspectives, if you see, the first thing is you have to understand that when you ask a question, you have to see how they respond. So that's action, and this is what to watch. Yep, two different things. I put a section like this. So when you ask questions with the people you work with, or with your friends, or with anybody, the minute you ask them any question and stuff, you have to see what the posture is, and how the eye contact is, and also how fast they speak, if they're speaking really slow or if they're speaking in a really fast rate. Three things. You see the posture, if it's normal or weird. Some people could be acting really weird because they're hiding something, right? Second is the eye contact, because if the eyes keep flickering, then that means something's weird, something's up. And thirdly is the speech rate. So from that three key point, anyone that you ask a question from now on, if you want to see the line or to you or telling you the truth, especially when they're intoxicated, that's huge differences. You can instantly detect it. So normally when people are drinking, we don't really talk. We train a student and train ourselves to be professional. We don't really drink. And then because we know that if they're drinking, they could be talking a lot about the past, or they could be making certain honorable ways to vent to you. So as a professional, you want to have the mentality that you're able to pay attention and let people vent to you. So more likely, we train a student that if you see your friends are drinking, do not drink with them. You really drink by yourself because you're professional. So try this. If you see anybody that's drinking inside, watch how they behave with the posture, with the eye contact, and how fast they talk. You'll understand the person's whole entire story within less than maybe 1 hour. Some people can talk up to like 2 hours, 3 hours, but no matter what, depending how expert you are, when you understand the technique, you're able to find out anything from them in a short period of time, right? So second technique, it is you have to notice the resting gesture. For example, if you see, or maybe you see them resting like this, depending how the relaxed gesture is, you can basically know that what this person's thinking. For example, guys, if the person's stressed, they always thinking like this or looking down when they're stressed, right? But if the person happy, or they could be forgetful or in the moment, they're always looking up. So you have to see the gesture when they're relaxed. So it's called resting gesture. When you see anybody in the natural, most comfortable way in the body language, that means they can't really avoid or hide anything that's untruthful. Yeah. You have to see them when they're taking a break, how their body language is and everything. Remember this, do they touch their face in a stress level, calm level? There's some people like men. Usually we don't really want to tell a woman that we're stressed out, so we just look at the wall blank. And normal, because no matter how much we tell the person we're dating, they cannot really help with anything. So as a man, we have to suck it up. So usually you see a lot of men, let's say business owner or entrepreneur or people like us that has a lot of businesses, we usually just think blankly, looking at the wall sometimes. You need a moment to think. So you have to see if how they crossed their arms. I'll give you another example. This is really important. It's a resting gesture as well. So if you see someone, you hype them up, even though if the person really jealous of you, you do something nice to them, no matter what, they feel like they overpower you, they can do something with this gesture. or some type of gesture with the body language more like a third level towards you. And because they're trying to basically spreading their wings to make you look small. So if you know someone hating on you, no matter what, try to do something nice to them. And then from there, they either accept the nice offer that you give them, or maybe they could try to think that they won against you by changing the body gesture. And then from therefore, if you see someone crossing the arm, this and that means they try to dominate you. You can do reverse. If you see somebody trying to dominate you, then you can act like you don't know what's happening, or maybe you can point it out right away, but hey, I see that what you're trying to do with your body language and stuff, but I'm not scared of you. In case you didn't know, I'm with Alivinci University. I know all the techniques. So anyways, that's why we're teaching you cheat codes, guys. So number 3, I want you guys to know that if they say yes or no to you, no matter what, even in any conversation, your girlfriend or maybe your spouse, your wife, the minute how they react when they say no compared to saying yes. Normally you can say that, hey, can I buy you a coffee? If they don't like coffee, right? Just say it like that. Can I buy you coffee? Let's see how the way they say no. That's when you can really determine another way of how their normal behavior is, and they cannot rely upon it because the cheat code. So you have to calibrate when they say yes, or some people couldn't be saying yes to you all the time because they're in business with you and then they need you. And every time when you message them, they're saying like, oh yes, let's do this. But the minute something does not benefit towards them, and then they become a completely different person. So usually what we do is we always have different options. We try to see what is a yes first and what is a no. If normally 88% of the people nowadays, because they're not really educated, so when they see a scenario where they cannot accept it, they start changing themselves immediately. I cannot get the candy, so I need the candy really bad. But a mature person, no matter what their options, if no is this way, if yes is this way, how do we work it out? That's the key difference. So remember this, you have to detect people when they in a good side versus people on a bad side. The minute you can detect people how they are on the bad side and stuff, that's when you understand the true nature of that person. Yes. A lot of people just trying to goad you. A lot of people just try to waste your time. A lot of people just trying to make you do everything for them. But this society is not built by stupid people. You shift instead. That's why the techniques and education like this, we're teaching you guys shortcuts with our own life advice and actual experiences from our experts. Yep. So either how the head is nodding in what direction. So let's say if the person say, yes, I want to take this, I'm down to with this deal with you. I'm down to make a payment with you. They say yes like this. But then if people say, oh, it's too expensive, how would they react? If the client say, hey, this is too expensive, I don't know if I can do this. So normally people will be like, hey, I need to talk to someone. I need to talk to my wife. I need to talk to somebody. No matter what, because themselves cannot make the decision. So you have to understand that even in sales, if the person say no, they're going to start having different objections. So when they have objections and stuff, that's when you know that what the true fear is, and you have to handle the objection for them to say yes. So you have to calibrate in a scenario. Even with your girlfriend, if she's angry at you and stuff, you're like, hey babe, I know that you're angry with me. How about we go out and do this instead? Because I know that you've been wanting to do that for a long time. And if I take you there, would you be more happier? You see, I just use the same scenario with two options to calibrate from what if it's a no, what if it's a yes, but let's work it out in the middle. So you see how the person nodding their head, maybe how they smile. Some people can have fake smiles. Detect that. If people have a fake smile, instead that means they actually just agreeing with you, but in the end they don't really agree with you, unfortunately. And then how they blinking, this is something that no one really speak of. It's a top secret. People normally teach you that about looking at the eyes. They will never teach you with the blinking ratio. Blinking ratio is reflecting of something that you're self-consciously in your mind. For example, if you're nervous, right? Then your blink ratio is different. If you're in a fight, then you're forced not to blink as much because you want to see a punch coming. So no matter what, your blinking ratio determines how frustrated, focused, sincere, or even lying or worry or stress level. So look at the person when talking to them, how they're blinking with their eyes. Right? Lastly, number 4, guys, it is introduce your real topic. When you are actually trying to pitch your plan, or maybe trying to pitch an idea. Maybe you have a date that you want to go on with your girlfriend, but in the end, you know that she may be angry bird and she doesn't want to go on date with you, maybe because guys, you did something wrong. So no matter what, you have to understand that when you introduce your real topic or what you bring up, how would your person react? Normally, I see a lot of people, even guys, yeah, unfortunately, they telling me that a lot of guys are getting bullied by their girlfriend. No matter what their girlfriend is yelling at them, no matter what they always dislike them in every way, no matter what they're hating on them, that's because you lack knowledge, not because they're doing that on purpose. So when you see that, you have to understand that when you are introducing a way that you guys can meet in the middle, if the person are still attacking you, they don't stop, or maybe they continuously, that's narcissism. Because everybody want to plan something that can meet in mutual ground. If you're stupid, then you cannot do it. Either your girlfriend or yourself usually plan something together, one of you, right? But if the other person doesn't like that and they're not willing to participate, then that means it's a red flag. So even in sales, in business, when you're talking to any business owner, you have to show them your presentation and then show them the work that you've done, and they can trust you. And no matter what, if your business idea is not correct, when you bring up that topic, how would this person react, right? They don't really trust you. Maybe this person are broke. Normally, when business owners cannot afford services, either they're broke or they're just pretending or they're unprofessional. There's only 3 ways. So yes, there's only 3 factors, right? So anything that you sell, anything that you promote, anything that you bring up towards your friends, family, or with business, anything. If they don't like anything, they could tell you every single reason to not buy your product, to not like your service, and not even spending $1 on it, because no matter what, those are not your friend. No matter what, when you're able to read people and detect deception from these 4 key techniques, you will understand the true intention. Good people, they actually do good things around the whole world, and they're not really expecting too much, but accept with respect and gratitude, because every good coach wants students to win. You have to see who's actually a good person by looking at what they do every single day. They have good moral or bad moral, if they're selfish, greedy, or they're gold diggers. So you have to understand how to detect people when it comes to business, in your own lifestyle, and also your social circle. This is really important. But most of the people nowadays are blind to this, cannot avoid the first 3-second detection. Guarantee you. Even in any country, the first 3 seconds is something that people cannot avoid it. So what do you look? The face, the body, and the voice, how they speak, right? You can take a picture if you guys want, but just understand this. Even in dating, you have to read people. If people change, if they change, you're not able to understand clearly and detect it and read it, like you're some type of secret goddamn agent, it is your own fault if you lose her. But it is your own duty to win. And I know that ladies, yourself, you guys can imply this as well, because I know that a lot of my friends has been asking me to show video just like this one to teach everyone how to detect good guys, bad guys, or guys with low value or guys with high value. But remember this, in this society, most of the men, they lie. If you go into an event or a club, more likely you cannot get any guys because yourself are intoxicated. When people are drinking, of course they have confidence. They need alcohol just to talk to you. Man, this society is so insane. But guess what? Do you think they can deceive anyone that understands the knowledge of secret agents? They cannot. So be a professional, ladies. I know that you have been hating on men, but in the end, some type of responsibility you have to be taking. And that's the reason why my team and my sister wanted me to teach you guys the secret techniques on how we teach our students, our friends, and our business owner as well with Alivinci University, for you guys to understand truly how important to detect the modern society to get away from deceptions. People lie, remember this. But in the end, you have to see what other people doing with their career, with their true honor, and with their loyalty. A loyal person that has commitment, a loyal person that has honor, a loyal person has morals. No matter what, God will reward them. karmically. We'll see you on the next one.
Hey, stop! You've got to hear this so you won't miss out. Every day, Alivinci Fashion Design rotates at 6 p.m. MST. Product Rank describes both the relative rarity of finding a unique design and is an expression of its quality. Each level has a rank and rarity of its design associated with it. Alivinci Fashion Season 1 is letting all customers vote on the return of your favorite designs. Don't forget to join their email list to make sure you never miss a thing. Plus, they will hook you up with subscriber-only offers you can't get anywhere else. Don't forget to sign up now to join their free monthly product giveaway contest with your emails only.